We see the rise and free.
Thank you. You may be seated. So hello again, everybody. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Ali. I'm one of the teachers here at Brampton Centennial. And just before we begin, I would like to take this moment to welcome our special guest that we have. We have the Associate Director, Dr. Camille Logan. We have the Superintendent, Donna Ford. We have the Trustee, Kathy McDonald, and our former principal, Mr. Paul Fryer. I don't know why I expected that to happen, but. And of course, Dr. Kieran Dougal from the Rotary Club of Brampton South. So to begin with, Mr. Paul Fryer will begin our ceremony with a few words.
There we go. Can you hear me now? Good. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, parents, staff. Good afternoon to our honored guest, Dr. Camille Logan, our Associate Director, our Superintendent of Schools, Donna Ford, and of course, our Trustee, Kathy McDonald, who never misses any graduation. I'd like to see you here today. Welcome to all our parents, families, caregivers, and of course, the most important people here today. Welcome to our graduates. Today's event ends the school year in which we were finally able to return to things the way what we were used to. We were able to organize, participate. We were able to simply engage in academics, clubs, teams, and activities in a fulsome way, and that seemed to make us happy this year. I've been lucky enough to work with the PO board, and now this is my 35th graduation I've attended. I've attended as a parent, as a teacher, and now as a principal. And the common sentiment of each of those graduations is that the graduates are the future. All the graduating classes that have come before you, all the cohorts, the classes, the years, they've all gone through something, or they've had to figure something out. On that day in March 2020, when we got the COVID alert, who would have ever thought we would be so engrossed in technology, we would be learning virtually, even connecting with our family and friends over a computer, an iPad, a tablet, or even a telephone. Who thought that during the peak of COVID, being in a group of two would have been considered a crowd? The graduating class will be defined as a COVID era, but that's okay. It doesn't matter what the era is defined as What matters is how you define yourself. Remember that when you leave here today. Even though COVID is something that will continue to define the time you went to high school, don't let it define who you are or who you end up being in the future. The continuous challenges and the changes that the past few years have brought has only demonstrated that you have the ability to show patience, you have the ability to be resilient, be flexible, and show kindness toward one another. And we've seen that clearly day after day and year after year. You've been able to demonstrate this even at the time when you yourself have been navigating difficult circumstances, either at school, in your personal lives, or in situations outside of school. As you reflect on the past years of BCSS, particularly this year, your graduating year, I want you to think about all the successes you've had, but I want you to think about all the adversities that you've faced. I want you to consider how strong you've been, reflect on your strength, and how you've been able to rise up to the challenge and not only support yourself, but to support each other and support those close to you. It's not been easy times the last 4 years. These times have raised your stress level. They've tested your patience. They perhaps made you see things that you didn't want to see or things you hadn't seen before. But I believe that you're stronger for it, and I believe you're ready for the future and the obstacles that come your way. The world has changed a lot in the last 4 years. Although graduation is an exciting time, it can be a time of nerves and a time of anxiety. Barack Obama said, in a global economy where the most valuable skill you can sell is your knowledge, a good education is no longer just a pathway to opportunity, it is a prerequisite. At BCSS, we believe your future is connected to your education. The best way to get this knowledge is through education, as education, not Bitcoin, is the currency of the future. Whether you get your education formally or informally, get it, as education is knowledge. Grads, commit to lifelong education in whatever format that's going to be. Commit to a vision for success and review and revise as necessary. If you have a vision of where you want to go, your path will be clear. At BCS, we understand that talent is distributed equally, but opportunity is not always distributed equally. It is our hope that at BCSS, we have leveled that playing field of opportunity for you, each of you, by providing you with a program that is culture responsive and relevant to you and allows you to see yourself reflected in what happens in your classes, in your activities, in and out of school, and in the school itself. We hope that you leave BCSS feeling that it was a place where we all shared a mutual responsibility for your education and a mutual respect for each other. We hope that BCSS has helped you see past differences and find some common ground. It is our hope that as you experience the highs and lows of whatever life brings you, remember some of the things that BCS has taught you, the skills, values, and principles that go beyond the tests, the assignments, the tests, and the projects. We hope that you'll learn the principles of inclusion, equity, diversity, empathy. Remember, you're each educated, you're tech savvy, you're civic minded, you're conscious of the world around you, you're global citizens, you're compassionate, you're multitaskers, and you have a lot of other characteristics. Some people look at you and they say you're lazy. You're not lazy. Instead, you are better equipped to be more successful than any generation before you. And I challenge you today to take advantage of that. Take advantage of the opportunities and change the rules and how you want it to be. We need you to do that for us. I believe that when you step into the classroom each day, the most important factor in your success is not where you come from, not how much money you have, or not how your parents are, but the most important factor is who the teacher is or who the adult is that cares about you and makes a difference for you. I hope that each of you leave here today feeling that at least one teacher, one staff member, or somebody at BCSS saw something in you and was a difference maker for you, one that allowed you to fulfill your potential so far. If that is the case, please say thank you to them before you leave. Take a picture for a memory and remember it for the years ahead. I would like to acknowledge there are 7 RISE graduates who are graduating this afternoon. They've been at BCSS for 7 years, and we are excited they are celebrating with us today, and we know that they will do great things. Thank you, RISE grads, for keeping us humble and grounded and for being the great people you are. We would be remiss if we did not take a moment to talk to the parents and thank them, parents, the caregivers, and family members who are here today. The best schools are the ones that have a partnership between parents, staff, and the students. And we think we have that at BCSS. Finally, grads, I want to thank you for all the support and kindness you have shown me throughout the years. As much as you have all shared that I have been a positive impact at BCSS, it was truly all that you had an impact on me. By the conversations we had in the hallways, in my office, the activities that we did during lunch, events, games, and shows that I attended, and interacting with you in your classrooms and throughout school. There are no words really to express how proud I am of each of you. You have shown that your voice matters and your opinions count. My wish to you is that you all continue to dream and work hard to achieve those dreams. Consider any setback that comes your way not as failure, but it means to make you stronger and more resilient. As you continue on each of your pathways, know that you will be a difference maker our society needs. We want you to start believing that you can be that difference maker. Today, you are proud BCSS graduates. Tomorrow, you are BCSS alumni. Welcome back anytime. You're confident that for each and every one of you, the very best is still yet to come in your lives. Congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fryer. Now I'll ask Miss Kathy McDonald will bring greetings on behalf of the trustees of the Peel District School Board.
Well, just before I get started, just a matter of housekeeping, so I'll do a selfie. All right. And Umair Daniel says, congratulations. So ladies and gentlemen, esteemed staff, especially I always say not all superheroes wear capes. So Mr. Fryer and Mrs. Terry Mitchell and the entire team, proud parents, and most importantly, you incredible graduates. I stand before you today as trustee Kathy McDonald, filled with an immense sense of honor and joy. Today marks a significant milestone in your lives, a day of celebration, reflection, and transition. On behalf of the Peel District School Board, I extend my warmest congratulations to each and every one of you. Remember, success is not measured solely by the grades you have earned or the accolades you have received. It is the sum of your character, the impact you make on the lives of others, and the resilience you display in the face of adversity. As you enter the next phase of your lives, hold on to the lessons you have learned and the values that have been ingrained in you. While it is essential to set ambitious goals and strive for excellence, do not let the pursuit of success overshadow the importance of finding joy in every step of your journey. Life is not a destination, but a series of beautiful moments waiting to be experienced. Embrace the unknown, take risks, and cherish the relationships that enrich your lives. In this ever-changing world where technology connects us and opportunities abound, remember to stay rooted in your values. Use your knowledge and skills, not just for personal gain, but also for the betterment of society. Seek out opportunities to make positive impact, to uplift those around you, and to advocate for a more inclusive world. I want you to embrace the power of resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will be times when you face challenges that seem insurmountable. But it is in those moments that your true character shines through. Believe in yourself, be persistent, and remember that failure is not a defeat, but a stepping stone to success. Graduation is a time of mixed emotions. It is a moment of great achievement and accomplishment, but it also signifies the end of a familiar chapter and the beginning of a new one. As you leave the comforts of this institution, filled with memories, friendships, and knowledge, you embark on a journey that will shape your future. It may seem daunting, but trust in your abilities and embrace the challenges that lie ahead. Now, I would argue that AI, fact versus fiction, and critical thinking are the three greatest challenges that you young people will face today. And just to put things in perspective, what I was actually reading was a speech generated by ChatGPT. Now, I'm not a techie. I asked my son to do, his stuff on the computer, and I watched in less than 4 seconds, this speech was generated. I guess he has explained to me that it uses speeches that probably are on the internet that I've done in the past, because it captures the essence of my messages to graduates, minus my Jamaican little patois and idioms and that type of thing that I throw in there. But it's so important for you young people going out there to be critical thinkers and to ensure that you do not let the internet, likes on social media, define who you are. You cannot. It is so important that something at the end of fiber optic cables, and nowadays it's not even always people, right? To control your life. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So don't relinquish your power. And I know that your parents sometimes drive you insane, right? I had 2 parents too at one point, right? But let me tell you, you won't find 2 people or your community, your grandmas and grandpas that truly have your best interest at heart. Whether or not you always agree with them, but one thing you know is that they have your best interest at heart. And you have to remember that. I know it's hard to imagine, but there was a time when your mom and dad, they were cool. Back in the 80s, they were hip. Your grandparents were hip back in their day, right? So believe you me, when I say that, it is so important to remember this. When you look, for example, at going through COVID and all the lessons we learned from going through COVID, that pivoting, that resiliency, these are important lessons that you can take with you. It also taught you there were so many scams and opportunities for people to impact negatively people's mental health. And you don't allow people to determine. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Write your own story. Don't let somebody else define your story. You're born unique, you're created, each of you are different. So don't spend your whole life trying to be somebody else. I'm often reminded, like TikTok, that's not a real place, right? Twitter is not a real place. And it's really important to remember that. When you look at the internet and it almost seems we're living in a world where we're not allowed, like civility is almost a thing of the past. Debating, having a different, like diversity of thought, right? But you don't allow yourself to be consumed by that. And even when people are trying to say negative things to you, for example, I know that it has been, COVID has been quite a strange time, and I haven't been as much into the schools I'd like to. And September, I was hoping to get into the school some more, and then my mom passed away. So it was a really, really difficult time for me. So, you're never really ready for your parents to go, believe you me. Even when they're driving you crazy, you're not ready for it. And people might look at me now and say, oh boy, because COVID did a number of me. I got my COVID 25 right here. But I would argue that a circle is a perfectly good shape. So I say that to tell you, you don't let anybody try and make you feel bad about yourself. You always turn it around. I want you to remember that life is not always fair. It's not always easy. But life is good. And remember that whenever you're doing a task, right? A lot of times we figure, oh, everything looks so easy. Like LeBron James make dunking a basketball look easy, right? You see a professional, a doctor, you go in the office, he can just look at you, boop, 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 right? Stitch you up, right? Everything looks easy. But it's lots and lots of hard work. When you see a house that's straight and standing up, not falling over, that's a lot of work to build that house, right? So remember, with hard work and dedication, you will achieve your dreams, and keep away from naysayers. I want you to remember also, one of the last three things I want you to remember is this: gratitude, the importance of gratitude in a world where everything is instantaneous. So at this time, I'm going to ask you to just say thank you to all the people here that are supporting you in this journey and that will continue to support you. So can you say thank you? No, man, you don't sound like you mean it at all. Do you know that today you can get a lot of money from these people, you know? So you have to sound like you're really grateful. Let's try that again. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Much better. I think you're going to be glad for your thing. And now that you practice that, I also want you to thank your teachers that nurtured you and helped you to achieve the great success that you have in graduating today. So can you thank your teachers too? And if you don't thank them properly, you won't get a diploma. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, all of you will go home with a diploma today. And the last thing I'd like to leave you with is the importance of just being kind. Remember that. It's a simple, simple thing. Just be kind. To the parents, I'd like to thank you for entrusting your kids, your most precious investment. I know I tell my kids all the time, they are my investment into the care of the Peel District School Board. It's a duty that I don't take lightly. And I know this last year, I always pride myself in returning calls within 48 hours. I've been a little on the lapsing, but I was going through a difficult time with the passing of my mom. But know that I was still working to ensure that this day would happen. And to the staff, you know, as I said before, not all heroes wear capes. And the leadership in this school is truly outstanding. And Mr. Fryer, I thank you for all you have done over the years as a principal. And to our new principal, Mrs. Tereli Mitchell, I thank you. Just, you know, in Jamaica, we have an expression when you spirit peck a person. I tell you, the first day I met Lady Sarah, my spirit just took her. So I know you guys are in good hands. I'm really excited for the future of this school. So with all of that, I would say, graduates, walk good and never, ever give up. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McDonald. I would like to call up Associate Director, Dr. Camille Logan, and we'll bring some greetings on behalf of the Peel District School Board.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you very much for having the opportunity to be here. And I just want us to take a moment, distinguished guests, incredible graduates, friends and family, to really just sink into this moment. Just take a moment. Graduates, this is such an important milestone for each and every one of you, whether it was 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, it doesn't matter. You made it. Please join me in congratulating the students for this very proud moment. You made it. And families and friends and staff. When I think back to my own children when they graduated, which was 6 or 7 years ago, I'm thinking about that moment right now and how proud I was. And I remember when they stepped through the doors in grade 9 and how little they seemed and how confused they seemed. And you might remember, graduates, how confused you were at that time too, looking at such a big school with so many people and thinking, how am I going to get there? And you as parents probably thinking too, how are they going to get there to this point? And so you must be feeling so proud in this moment right now to see your little children that were at that time 13, 14, now here today leaving as young men and women. So congratulations to all of you, and congratulations for the staff for helping to cultivate and nurture these children to this point. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. And it's these occasions like this that remind us in the Peel District School Board about how we really work hard to champion and to create the conditions for excellence amongst our students. Graduates, during your academic journey, you have had an opportunity to experience the wealth of knowledge, various perspectives, all designed to enhance your critical thinking so that you can navigate the many complexities of the world today and into the future. And if you turn on the news, you know how complex this world is and how confusing it might be. But we know that given all of the ways in which Brampton Centennial has prepared these students, they will be leaving here with great strength and knowledge to be able to make sense of the world ahead of us and also to be leaders. One of the things that we've done in Peel District School Board is to really ensure that our students leave with what we call a critical consciousness, because we want them to be aware of all of the various things in the world and to be able to see through it all. And so that they can make the best decisions and to be informed and to be strong and insightful citizens for tomorrow. So graduates, we know that you have worked hard and that you've learned so much. And when we think about the future, we know that we are in great hands with all of you because of what you've learned and the goals that you've made to ensure that we have a more just, a more responsible, and a more equitable and inclusive society. And again, I want to thank all of the parents who are here and the family members and friends. Graduates, look around. These are your support systems in addition to the teachers who are here. You'll always be able to look back on all of them to help and support you into the future. So as I close, I would just like to remind you of the significance of education and what you will be leaving with here after your time at Brampton Centennial, and that Nelson Mandela, who I know that everyone knows, the late, great, amazing activist and scholar, he reminded us about the significance of education and that education is a tool. It is a tool that it can help all of us, and in particular our young graduates, to change the world. The future is in your hands, and I know that you will make a better world for everyone who lives in it. Congratulations, Brampton Centennial graduates of 2023. The world is your oyster. There are so many things ahead of you, and I know that you are going to do great things on behalf of all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Logan. We would ask Mr. Superintendent Donna Ford, will bring greetings on behalf of the senior administration of the Peel District School Board.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Graduates, parents, staff, guests, and friends, I am so pleased to join you all on this special occasion. I want you to know that as a superintendent of schools, unfortunately, I do not have the privilege of having taught any of the graduates or supervised their day-to-day experiences while at Brampton Centennial Secondary School. I do understand, though, that many of you may know each other, whether from your elementary or middle school connections or from some time ago you've joined the Brampton Centennial community further along in your schooling years. However it is that you've been a part of this amazing school, somehow you've made it here today to embark on your journey to another checkpoint in your maturity. So I borrow from Namratha Swami, who talks about maturity in this way. The wind is ticklish as long as it is a breeze. The clouds are fluffy before the rain weigh them down. The soft rain drenches the soul before turning into a thunderstorm. The blooms are tender before the sun dries them out. Love, when new, is dreamy, rosy, tender, and gentle. Life with its share of blows brings in experience to that tenderness. The older mountains get, the more steadfast they become. The deeper the ocean gets, the more intriguing it seems. Likewise, the older the love, the deeper, calmer, less demanding, more comforting it feels. So thinking about what the writer says about how nature and life graduate into maturity. Graduates, I wonder, do you know what you will draw on when you're making decisions about selecting that program of study, accepting that job offer, remaining in the company of friends, standing up for justice, standing against practices that exclude, deciding to help fold the laundry? However you define it, considering maturity as you graduate is perhaps about every decision you make now that serves to advance others as it advances you for mutual benefit and to strengthen communities. The Peel District School Board is really proud of you graduates, and we know you will succeed. We know this because your families, your parents and caregivers have committed to the tremendous responsibility of raising you and guiding you, keeping you out of harm's way. We know that you will succeed because the teachers, as it has already been mentioned, the principals, their VP teams, the educational workers, office administrators, and custodial team have been dedicated in helping you find your way and thrive while you were at Brampton Centennial. I am so grateful to the leadership and the confidence that you leadership team have built with the families of the Brampton Centennial Secondary School to launch each and every graduate to the next important steps in their lives. I look forward to hearing about the incredible and innovative contributions each graduate will bring to the world in the process of building a bright future where through maturity, your hopes and dreams become realities. The Peel District School Board wishes this graduating class all the best in the future. You stand, right now sit, proudly today, as we all do. Thank you for enriching this school and our lives. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. Now we'll turn over to the awards of distinction portion of this tonight. Brampton Centennial Secondary School is proud to present a variety of awards of distinction to graduating students. At this time, we will honor these students whose achievements have been exceptional this year. Please recognize the individual students with applause after the presentation of each award. For the first one, we are going to please welcome Mr. Paul Fryer, the former principal of Brampton Centennial and the current principal of Mayfield Secondary School, to present the Governor General's Academic Medal, Lieutenant Governor's Governor, we're in Canada, Lieutenant Governor's Volunteer Award, the Brampton Centennial School Alumni Scholarship, and the Confederation Properties Award.
Thank you. The Governor General's Academic Medal. The Governor General's Medal, established in 1873, recognizes students who have achieved the highest academic average. On behalf of Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada, I'm pleased to hand the academic medal to Darian Singh. The background music, that's good. The Lieutenant Governor's Volunteer Award goes to the graduating student who has demonstrated exemplary community involvement. This year's recipient is Armin Bati. The Brampton Centennial School Alumni Scholarship goes to the graduating student who has made an outstanding contribution to the school. This year's recipient is Ashana Singh. And the Confederation Properties Award goes to the male student who has made the most outstanding contribution to the school during his years at BCSS and has been successful academically. This year's recipient is Darian Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Fryer. Congratulations to Darian, Armand, and Ashiana on their awards. Please welcome Miss Lindsay Kerr, the Vice Principal at Brampton Centennial, to present the Joyce Archdeacon Memorial Award, the John R. Willis Scholarship, the Don Howard Trophy, and the Brampton High School Memorial Trophy.
Okay, the Joyce Archdeacon Memorial Award goes to the female student who's made the most outstanding contribution to the school during her years at BCSS and has been successful academically. This year's recipient is Teresa Nguyen. The John R. Willis Scholarship goes to the Ontario Scholar who's made the most valuable contribution to BCSS during any 3 years of attendance. This year's recipient is Olivia Beckett. The Don Hori Trophy goes to the female student in the graduating class who contributed most in athletics, leadership, sportsmanship, and performance as selected by the senior students. This year's recipient is Semalor Ungandari. And the Brampton High School Memorial Trophy goes to the male student in the graduating class who contributed most in athletics, leadership, sportsmanship, and performance as selected by the senior students. This year's recipient is Tyreek Wilson. It's not happening.
Thank you, Ms. Kerr, and congratulations to Teresa, Olivia, Similor, and Tyreek on their awards. So at this time, please welcome Ms. Sarah T.L.A. Mitchell, our principal at Brampton Centennial, and she will present the Linda Shaw Memorial Scholarship and the BSA Scholarship Award. And as well, please welcome Dr. Kieran Dugal, who will present the Rotary Club of Brampton South Award.
The Linda Shaw Memorial Scholarship goes to the graduating female student who is pursuing a career in engineering, math, or sciences. This year's recipient is Pulvisha Siddiqui. Club of Brampton South goes to 6 graduating students in recognition of their community service and volunteerism. This year's recipients are Daniela Amaria, Ashley Aurora, Armand Bati, Stephen Ferreira, Madeline Kelly, and Sufrat Sadhu. If you could please come to the stage. Congratulations. The BSA Scholarship Award goes to 2 graduating students of African Canadian, Afro-Caribbean, or African heritage who have achieved academic success through adversity by demonstrating growth and responsibility, accountability, and perseverance while continuing to contribute to the BCSS community. This year's recipients are Marin Bamian and Afemi Ogwandari. Mr. Fryer, if you could please come up.
Brampton Centennial Principals Award is awarded to the is awarded to a student at the discretion of the principal. And this year, Ms. Kelly Mitchell and I have decided it'd be Darian Singh.
Thank you, Ms. Tiele Mitchell and Mr. Fryer. Also, congratulations to Pulvisha, Daniela, Ashnor, Armin, Stephen, Madeline, Sukarat, Marion, and Nefemi, and of course, Mr. Darian Singh. Again, once again, we would like to thank our presenters and congratulate this year's recipients, of the awards of distinction. At this time, all right, I got a little applause. All right, I like that. That's okay. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Jordan Habite, French immersion teacher, to introduce this year's valedictorian.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I've been asked to introduce our valedictorian, and just like some of my students here in front of me, I put it off to the last moment thinking about what to say. So I'm going to try and piece together some of the things that have been said today. I wanted to take something that Miss McDonald mentioned about being kind and speaking to all of you about that and why it's so important when in a world what sometimes doesn't feel like that way. It's so important to do so. And to understand that all of you here today, while we do talk about the values and everything that needs to come in your big future to come from here, you guys already bring so much value into our world already. And I think I can go on for days about a lot of you that I've had the pleasure of knowing. But rather than go into every single one of you, I think Darian's a good representation of that, where he comes in every day and he's able to be himself unapologetically, to love those around him unconditionally. And I think that's something that's super important for us going forward in a world that doesn't always feel that way. And so with that being said, I would love to introduce the man who's kind of come up here a few times already, but Darian Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Habite. Before I start, let's take a photo, shall we? Got to get my phone out. All right. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. And good afternoon to the staff, parents, and the graduates of Brampton Centennial Secondary School. Today is Tuesday, June 27th, 2023, and in reality, the last day on our schedules. Now, an iteration of that sentence is something we've become accustomed to hearing every day at 8:25 a.m. And as someone who has said it countless times, I thought it'd be a fun way to start. My name is Darian Singh, and it is my honor to be here as a valedictorian for the class of 2023. It is my utmost pleasure, and I am excited to address you all. First and foremost, I would like to extend a huge congratulations to every graduate, as today we recognize the end of a formative chapter of our lives, marked by our hard work, success, and strife. You know, I still think of that first warm day in September 2019, when we all entered BCSS with our own aspirations. Whether it be getting into our dream university, joining that club to meet new people, or reinventing ourselves and our identities, we've constantly worked towards our passions, goals, and dreams. I'm saddened that this journey must come to an end today, as we revel in our accomplishments and say farewell to colleagues, mentors, and friends, and hello to a world of new opportunities that awaits. As I wrote this speech, I thought about our experiences as a class and the events that greeted us to high school life. I ask you all to recall events like the spring dance, the Terry Fox walk, even drama showcases and the variety of sports events that we had in our grade 9 year. I want you all to reflect on the time we spent adapting to our new surroundings at Brampton Centennial Secondary School. And think about the time we invested to make friends over the years, even during our struggles of COVID. It's a bit cliche, isn't it? A speech that must mention the pandemic. Though, for better or for worse, it has played a major role in our lives and shaping the course of our education and high school experience. I bet you all still won't forget the frustration of not going out with your friends anymore or having your club meetings canceled due to the pandemic. And surely we've all had our struggles online as well, whether it be crying over an online math class. I know I did that quite a few times. Losing connections with our friends, struggling to find motivation to complete our schoolwork, or battling to find a healthy balance between life, work, and our mental well-being. Though I realize that a global pandemic brought out resiliency, creativity, and curiosity. And I recall seeing means of which our class managed to help keep this class together. We started new clubs, we did online events, and we did whatever possible to ensure that we did not fully lose out on our high school experience. And I would like to thank every club leader and participant who has contributed time throughout their 4 years at BCSS. Soon enough, time had passed, and we returned to a sense of normalcy under what we had once known. But our high school years ticked down, and as we got to see each other again, we shared the events that we once knew with our newcomers to the school and really got back our high school experience. It was particularly during grades 11 and 12 that I realized that the time our class was willing to put in was what led to us building a community with one another. Without our efforts, I feel as if the last 2 years, even 4 years, would have been quite mundane. But there were events like Carnival, Mosaic Festival, and even semi-formal that helped bring us together, form a strong support system for one another, and help us overcome our toughest challenges. You might be wondering why I keep reminiscing about the past. And if you've listened closely, you would have noticed that I keep on mentioning time. I try to find a moral to convey to you all, and I realized that the moral is the importance of our time. Events, meeting new people, struggling through COVID, and working towards our future endeavors all took time. We invested time in our endeavors, bringing us pain, lessons, and memories. And the time we've had together constantly counted down until 4 years turned into the last few hours we share together today. I realize now that we must understand that we are no longer 14 years old, and time will not wait for us. So we must make the most of it. And even if we try our hardest to use our time wisely, I understand that there will be moments in your life where it feels like your world may hold still. Think back to what those moments teach you. For myself, I always think about the death of my great-grandmother, whose passing while we were still in grade 9 still haunts me with regret and worry for the fact that I was not there to spend the last few moments of her time with her. In fact, when I was a child, she spent years in Canada watching and playing with me, which was a true testament to her character and personality. And although knowing the cruelty and beauty of our time, we must move on and find peace within our memories. Think back on those you've lost along the way and what you've learned from them. When I often think about my granny, I think about her compassion, her calm nature, and her kind soul, and how when I was little, how proud I would be for her to see me here today. When her time was up, I felt like a part of me left with her. The end of a life well lived had seen the care of my family and the family evolve to acknowledge that we are much better and have much more skills than the simple farmers that we were when we were brought to the Caribbean by the British. The way she spent her years taught me the importance of spending time to create positive memories and to improve myself for the better. And so I've learned to dedicate my time, to work on my aspirations, as the time we invest ourselves defines us and builds a strong personality. In fact, I've also learned the value of contributing time to others, and I've spent hours working to organize community events and lead events within our school in hopes of creating positive memories for my community. Takeaway: time will always be our most valuable resource. Think about the ways people have invested their time in you to make you who you are, and think about the impact they've had on your lives. Think about the dedication that you have put in to achieve your goals and the time you have invested to stand here today. And as we move forward, I can implore you to do one thing: live life to the fullest. In the grand scheme of things, every moment matters, and you will never truly know the value of a moment such as today until that moment is just a memory. So apply for that job, take that trip, do that activity, and spend time with your loved one.
From the building, I was not paid to say that. Just to let you all know. Okay. All right. Let's get into our final segment of the evening, the presentation of diplomas, awards, and scholarships. Edge Imaging will be taking photos of each graduate. Families can access these photos by the following instructions provided. To show respect for all members of the class of 2023, graduates are reminded to return to their seats immediately after they receive their diplomas. Graduates, are we ready? Parents, are we ready? Graduates, you see, they're ready more than you guys. They've been waiting like 17, 18 years for this. All right. So our first group of graduates is from the RISE program. RISE stands for the Reaching Independence Through Support and Education. Please welcome Miss Lindsay Kerr, our Vice Principal at Brampton Centennial, to present certificates to our RISE graduates. Shaib. Stephen Ferreira. Sean Mahites. Asia Mambi. Here comes the man, here he comes. Yes, Alex, me too. See Balak. And Kylie Tagating. Congratulations, students. And now Miss Lindsay Kerr will present the diplomas to our next group of graduates. Mr. Daniel Singh. Elvian Ademi. And just a reminder, grads, please bring your cards as you're coming up, please. Cue cards. Ademo. Sorry, Ademo. Sarah Alfonso. Axel. Sean Agard. Amen. Farhan Amin. Zara Ahmed. Ira Ahuja. Ansar Ali. Best names ever. All right. Anika Allen. Al Sayagi. Danielle Amaria. Anenden. Bianca Anderson. Anish. Elisa Anis. Abaselvi Aniston. Afra Ansar. Christine Archer Lawrence. Sha Arouge. Adit Aurora. Ursula Aurora. Mahatik Singh Aurora. Georgette Arthur. Mercedes Arts Robichaux. Nicole Ashford. Dylan Ashley. Elijah Asibodazi. Arisha Asibodazi. Helen Alphigus. Samantha Avery O'Quinn. Zia Ayub. Jasmine Budache. Budasha. What? Budasha, sorry. I was corrected. Denisha Baga. Diane Baig. Bree Bandishaw. Aditya Banerjee. Abby Bastion. Alicia Batul. Brooke Beneteau. Katie Besselair. Jeevan Bala. Charya. Arun Bhatti. Sarah Bhatti. Jamelia Moran. Bashar Biranu. Vikramjit Singh Brar. Yuvraj Brar. Farzad Bukhari. Burns. Ashtani Campbell. Michelle Campbell. Chuck Morty. Ashley Stoker. Sean Shohan. Shohan. Tracy Chung. Alex Clark. Angelina Contreras. Messiah Cormier. Jada. Marshall. Jean Dutton. Sunil Denning. Three this side. This side. Amir Lexington. Steven thing. Simmer Dollywall. Keisha Dewan. Benjamin Jordan. Jack Jordan. Sahej Dylan. Johnson D. Diaz. Sherry D. Odin. Tiara Ducharme. Sanvi Dugan. Jessica Duan. Devendra Durgan. Edwards. Evan Stratton. Winnie Quincy. Adele Feisey. Savannah Ray Fraser. Gabriel. George. Just Gibson. Here we go. Navdeep Gill. Alvin Borda. Chris. Group Greenwald. Greg Greenwald. Pharrell Holstein. Hasina Hamid. Cameron Hamid. Arshad Hanif. Joshua Henson. Mansra. Samik Hassan. 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 Chichi Huang. Rachi Jagani. Your Andy James. Kevin Singer. Josephine Josie Warren. John. Jordan James. Johnson. Fresno College. Leading Ken Bourne. Silver Ball Cody. Jerry. Soyoung Parker. On. Chicon. Still con. Amelia Kirkpatrick. Stavleen Coley. Ria Kumar. Wow. Christian Lowry. Slam. Hello, Marie. Anna Walton Sornino. Jen Lee. At this time, I would ask that we please pause and honor in the memory of Manvir Matharu, who is forever in our thoughts and prayers. So if we can just all please just bow our heads for a moment in time for Manvir Matharu. Thank you. What in the curry? Sergeant of Mystery. Monsieur Mohammed. Leonua. Jessica Mulzani. Hunter Mulzani. Jonathan Miles. Cassandra Nandal. John Newey. Teresa Newey. Samuel Motion. Ariana, 03. Similar open. Free Benson. Redeem Brother. Patel. Kia Patel. 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 Joshua Pedro. Vignesh Pendas. Marcus Bouchard. Shirley Pham. Shannon Booth. Sean Rankin. Sing down. Recede. Ranger Rapitori. Jada Reynolds. Nina Rizzo. Shaniqua Richards. David Roberts. Cynthia Rodriguez. Prashant Shaw. Savani. Vinny Sani. Daniel Soto. William Silversberg. Nicole Samra. Spirit Samra. Sandy. Simon Sanjay. Mila Santos. Carolina Squences. Cinco. Senior. Shamsi. Anita Sharma. Akshat Shergill. Sonia Shindari. Elvisa Siddiqui. Zain Siddiqui. John Sila. Sam Siddiqui. Sukirat Siddiqui. Stacia Simpson. Gurveer Singh. Yes. Loud. Team Slade. Sukmani, Sukmani. Jasmine Singh. Jasmine Sword. Suleiman Sayed. Ramsey Jennings. Ravi Flanagan. Drew Command. Thomas. Gina Yeah, yeah, okay. I was not looking forward to that one. Uzier Vasquez. Vanderbilt. Marcin Williams. Jason Walker. Your Rose. Samson Yemen. Please join me in one more time. Yeah, let the horns off. Let's go. Horns again. Yeah. They were going for this. All right, and now before I pass it on to our principal to close off with the closing remarks, I just wouldn't be Mr. Ali unless I left you with this last piece of advice. And graduates, most of you know exactly what I'm about to say. No excuses. Only solutions. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sarah Tielli Mitchell.
Okay, we're almost there. I just want to let everyone know we're almost at the end. Just have to finish off with closing remarks. So it's an honor to stand here in front of our Brampton Centennial graduates, staff, and families today. I would like to begin by expressing my profound gratitude for the opportunity to provide a few closing remarks to our graduates and the privilege of serving at Brampton Centennial community on a daily basis as your principal. I'm filled with pride and gratitude for the opportunity I have been given to work with such an amazing, talented, enthusiastic, caring group of students and staff. And as we all know, this has been another very unique year and one that will not be forgotten. And the lessons and memories will be shared over and over again. I know you've heard that message many times this evening today, that you have had a unique high school career with many challenges. So as always, the Brampton community came together. You came together during challenging times to support each other and remain a community that is caring and resilient. So to the graduates of Brampton Centennial, I want to take a moment to emphasize the importance of your support systems. As you sit here today and you reflect on the friends, teachers, family members, and staff who played a vital role in your journey towards graduation, each and every one of you has been shaped by numerous individuals who have believed in you and supported you along the way. So look around and recognize that the people in this room are your community, the community of care. A community of care goes just beyond self-care. We don't only think about self-care, but during obviously the pandemic and all of these challenging years, you've heard about taking care of yourself and others. So while it's crucial to prioritize your own well-being, we must also extend our care to others. And that's another common theme and message. We have to be kind. Your community of care started with your parents who made many sacrifices for you and supported you to reach this milestone. They're filled with immense pride for your accomplishments, and their support will continue as you begin your next chapter. Think about all the teachers and support staff who have guided you throughout the time at Brampton Centennial. They have imparted knowledge, they've built your character, they've fostered perseverance, resilience, and above all, they have been there for you. So especially during these last few years, our teachers have faced unprecedented challenges, but their dedication to supporting you never wavered. They are beaming with joy. Your teachers are beaming with joy today, having witnessed you walk across the stage. And so are your parents and all of your supporters. Take this moment to express your gratitude to those who have been your #1 supporters. Thank your teachers, staff, your coaches, your mentors, your parents, your friends who've been there for you. Because we all know we cannot achieve our goals alone. Continue to seek out support systems and lean on those who are there for you in your next chapter, chapter that you continue to reach out to those that you need to have around you. And those are your friends and your family. Notice, listen, and be present for others. So be that support for someone else, because when you go on to that next chapter, sometimes it's difficult because you're in a new space and a new place and a new surrounding. So make sure you're there for each other. Be kind, be generous, and be understanding. Lift others up, and lend a helping hand and strive to make a difference in the lives of those who are around you. So on behalf of Brampton Centennial, I'd like to thank our families. Thank you for your support of the school and the important work that happens daily to ensure that our students are prepared for the future. We couldn't do it without your support. To the graduating class, your positive impact has been felt in countless ways. I felt it the minute I walked into this school. You, throughout the 4 years at Brampton Centennial, have demonstrated leadership, creativity, and kindness on a daily basis. So remember all that you have learned during your years at Brampton Centennial. Hold on to the values you've been taught by your parents, by the staff and friends. And as you reach for the stars and as you move forward into the next chapter, you will find out who you are and what you can do to make a difference, a change in our community and the world, so that you have a reason to live with a sense of passion and purpose. I believe that these past years have allowed you to reflect on so many aspects of your life. So continue to be proud of all of your accomplishments and continue your journey with a renewed sense of hope and purpose. So I'm going to quote Michelle Obama. You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all of the world's problems at once, but don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own. So go out there and live your life with purpose. Discover your talents, pursue your passions, and remember that together we can make a difference. I would like to say a few thank yous before we conclude. So I'd like to thank the commencement committee for all of their hard work. We couldn't have done this without the commencement committee, the teachers. Yes. So the commencement committee, of course, includes teacher volunteers, includes the office staff, the admin. So thanks again. It has been obviously a memorable and special occasion, and we couldn't have done it without that committee. Thank you to the staff at the Red Rose Convention Center. Thank you to our distinguished guests who are here with us today. And thank you to the entire staff who have supported our graduates. So just before we conclude, we ask families to remain in their seats for the recessional platform party. Teachers and grads, as they leave, just if everyone could just stay standing. But now, for the moment we have been waiting for, I would like to congratulate the graduating class of 2023. You have made it and you have officially concluded your high school career. You did it, graduates. Congratulations. Stand up. Thank you.